Right now at 7, a megachurch pastor who is from East Texas pleads guilty to child abuse. What he had to say after pleading guilty.
And look up to the skies. A big event is soaring over East Texas today. We are previewing this weekend's Rose City Airfest.
And day 3 of the government shutdown and a big strain on weather agencies, fewer staff, no pay, and growing concerns over disaster response, what they're saying just ahead.
And a year-long fight here in Texas could change the future of young immigrants nationwide. Why a new round of DACA applications could open soon.
And it's a beautiful start to the day, and it will end up being beautiful for this afternoon. I'll show you what that looks like, and as well as the rest of your weekend forecast coming up. So stay right there, because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
How does baptism change people's lives?
I think the Holy Spirit changes people's lives. I think it honors God. And when we honor Him, a lot of times we experience Him honoring us.
It is Friday, October 3rd. Later this morning, we'll take a look at new data that supports there is a spiritual revolution taking place among young people.
We go in depth to a community that is seeing a surge in baptisms and speak with a pastor who explains why. Also,
on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
Yeah, it is October 3rd, the unofficial holiday for Mean Girls lovers. The original movie came out in 2004 and has since took the world by storm. It's been adapted into a musical and was even made into a movie musical last year. Happy Mean Girls Day to all those who celebrate it. And don't forget, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. And we did wear pink on Wednesday. Good morning, y'all. We did.
I did wear pink on Wednesday.
And I wore pink even though I wasn't here this morning in honor of you guys. And of course on Wednesday. Joel did too. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez.
Yeah, we're so glad you're with us. I'm Dana Dixon. As you get ready to start your morning, we've got a beautiful sunrise to show you. It's kind of it did look a little more pink a few minutes ago. Now it's more a little bit orange and yellow, but gorgeous nonetheless.
Exactly. Absolutely beautiful nonetheless. It's a beautiful start to your Friday. If you're heading out this morning, it's a little bit on the warmer side as we head outside. It's a live view of Nacogdoches, just taking in this beautiful sunrise out there. Temperatures are a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing so far this week. Temperatures in the middle to upper 60s. We also got some low 70s lingering around Tyler and Palestine. We also have 65 degrees in Nacogdoches, and the cool spot this morning is Center at 61 degrees. And those dew points, that's our measure of moisture. The higher the dew point, the more moisture there is. We're in the low to mid 60s, which is right near the actual temperature, which means it's almost at the full capacity that the air can really hold as far as moisture goes. And as we head into this afternoon, we're still going to be feeling the effects of the humidity. It's definitely going to be t-shirt weather going into this afternoon. We'll be up into the upper 80s to low 90s. We'll start to see a little bit of an increase in that cloud cover as we move into this afternoon. And for the next 3 days, we'll be continuing to be above average in the upper 80s to low 90s. A little bit drier for Saturday and Sunday. Should be nice weather for that, for any weekend plans, I should say. But when it comes to fire danger, it could be a little bit of a problem, and I'll show you what that means in your full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:03 this morning, and now to a live look at the nation's capital, where it is day 3 of the federal government shutdown. Today, the U.S. Senate is expected to again take votes towards reopening the government. This shutdown impacting several key businesses, including a critical one that helps keep Americans safe.
Recent hurricanes swirling in the Atlantic and near the U.S. are a stark reminder that this government shutdown comes in the middle of hurricane season. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration weather forecasters and disaster response specialists at the Federal Emergency Management Agency are planning to keep working, though, during the shutdown.
But with both agencies already in weekend states, the shutdown adds another layer of complexity. Uvalde Rodriguez has the latest.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Federal Emergency Management Agency will remain open because they're deemed essential to the protection of lives and property, but employees will still feel the impact.
They're doing the work without pay, without an understanding of when this shutdown is going to end. Will they get that back pay eventually?
Chris Vigaski with WiscoNet says he hopes the shutdown is resolved quickly so it doesn't severely impact the livelihoods of employees. The Weather Forecasting Agency has less than 4,000 employees for the first time in decades. It lost more than 560 people to layoffs, early retirement incentives, and other programs aimed at shrinking the size of the federal government. The agency has enough staff to accurately predict tropical storms and hurricanes, says a NOAA official who spoke to CNN on the condition of anonymity for fear of retribution.
The question, of course, is for how long and what other supporting capabilities, if you will, might be compromised, especially with so many people being furloughed right now.
With some local NWS offices short-staffed, former NOAA administrator Richard Spinrad worries about weather events happening simultaneously across the country.
What happens if we have another hurricane outbreak and some wildfires in the west, severe drought in the Midwest? All of a sudden, you're stretching that workforce so very thin with regard to providing those services across the country and for all of these different environmental hazards.
Well, in the meantime, Congressman Nathaniel Moran has launched a new online resource to help East Texans during the ongoing government shutdown. The website offers information on how the shutdown may impact federal services, benefits, and employees, as well as answer common questions, and explains how residents can contact his office for help. Moran says the goal is to give families clear and reliable information while navigating federal agencies. We'll have that link on our website, CBS19.tv. Well, happening today, the skies over Tyler will be filled with the sounds of engines. The historic Aviation Memorial Museum at Tyler Pounds Regional Airport is hosting a major airshow event, and all the proceeds go towards helping our local veterans and their families. Canton V and the City Airfest are taken to the skies for their commemorative 5th anniversary show. There's going to be over 20 different types of military aircraft with more than 40 performers, and we caught up with one of the pilots that will be performing with his P-51 Mustang and told us what he and his crew are going to be showing off this weekend.
We're going to fly formation aerobatics, all types of loops and rolls 6 feet from each other's wings at speeds approaching 400 miles an hour. But this airplane is much more than that. It's a piece of history. It was a huge part of the war in Europe.
So close and so thrilling. The P-51 Mustang was used primarily as a bomber escort during World War II. A strategy many historians consider pivotal. You'll get a chance to see one of those historic aircrafts during the show. Tickets, by the way, are $40.
Funeral plans are now set for the 4 men killed in Monday's crash in Kilgore. It happened on Highway 31 near the Smith-Gregg County line. 3 of the victims, Alejandro Martinez, Jonathan Perez, and David Morales, were in one vehicle. Services for all 3 will be held at Christ the King Catholic Church and Raider Funeral Home in Kilgore. The 4th victim, 40-year-old Nicholas Sanders, was in the 2nd vehicle. Now, services for Sanders will be at Brosang Family Funeral and Cremation Services in Tyler. The Texas Rangers have launched an investigation after a suspect's death. The East Texas man was first arrested by Tyler police and then taken to jail. And according to the Smith County Justice of the Peace, Rashaw Williams was taken into custody after police say he injured a woman on Glendale Drive. He had a medical emergency while in the Smith County Jail and was taken to the hospital where he later died. There are now questions surrounding what caused that medical emergency. An autopsy will be performed.
Meanwhile, a major drug bust in East Texas wrapped up a year-long investigation with 6 arrests and a big haul of drugs and guns. On October 1st, this Wednesday, law enforcement executed 4 search warrants in Mount Pleasant, bringing together the Mount Pleasant Police, Texas DPS, DEA, Homeland Security, and ATF. Now, during the raids, officers seized 11 firearms, nearly a pound each of meth and cocaine, plus over a pound of marijuana. Earlier in the case, investigators had already confiscated multiple kilograms of meth and more weapons. 4 suspects ages 19 to 39 were arrested on federal drug charges that day, including conspiracy and possession with an intent to distribute meth. 2 more suspects, Juan Ramirez and Benjamin Ramirez, were arrested the next day. Meanwhile, a stolen truck is back where it belongs, and the man accused of taking it is in jail. It's all thanks to quick action by law enforcement. Cameron Lee Diker from Crockett was arrested in Onalaska after officers say he stole the truck from a Berkshire Brothers parking lot in Huntington. Highway patrol units from both Polk and Angelina counties helped track him down. Lee Diker is being held in the Polk County Jail on a $5,000 bond. And a case of rabies has been confirmed in the city of Marshall. According to the police department there, a bat found on South Washington Avenue was euthanized and it tested positive. As of now, they're working to find out if any other animals in the area could have been affected. The director of the Marshall Pet Adoption Center, Justin Serena, says they believe they don't have anyone else that has been exposed, but they're taking this as a public health issue seriously, adding that rabies is fatal if untreated.
It is 7:10 and time for your morning headlines. Federal funding for some universities could be on the line as the Trump administration draws strict lines. The White House sent letters to 9 major universities, including UT Austin, urging them to sign on to the administration's political priorities. Now, this would be in exchange for more favorable access to federal funding. In a 10-page proposal, universities are called to restructure academic programs and end gender education, among other topics. Critics are calling the offer both a bribe and a threat to free speech. It was not clear if or how federal funding would change for these schools if they did not agree to the president's offer. 6 workers are recovering after an explosion at a hotel under construction in downtown Houston. The blast was so strong that it blew out windows and exterior walls of the Holiday Inn. Fire officials say a bank of tankless water heaters triggered that blast. The explosion happened at a hotel being built in advance of next summer's World Cup. And a 6-year-old Texas lawsuit could soon reopen applications for the DACA program, temporary protection for undocumented immigrants who came to the United States as children. The program has been on hold for 4 years, but federal lawyers and immigration advocates have announced a plan this week that would let Homeland Security resume processing those applications. And meet Jerry and his 4-legged road warriors who are gaining millions of fans on TikTok. Harper the Pit Bull and Charlie the Shih Tzu were rescued from horrible conditions and found their passion with their new owner, a desire to ride around on a motorcycle with Dad. Look at it, wind in their hair, everything's great. Charlie gets comments that he looks like Snoopy because of his riding doggles. I've never heard them called doggles before, but I like it. Look how cute that is.
He does look like Snoopy.
Oh, that's adorable. There's not a chance one of my dogs would do that. Not a chance. All right, here's our question of the day for you. It's finally Friday. So, what is your go-to comfort food for the weekend? Pizza.
Pizza with ketchup.
100%.
Friday night pizza? Oh, yeah.
Ketchup?
Jesus.
We're going to get you on board.
This again.
We're going to get you on
Earlier
board.
this week that someone was eating with their pizza what
mustard.
Mustard.
It was
That's
mustard.
What I
Yeah.
ranch.
So he
yes.
draws the line at mustard.
See, on ketchup, no. I barely put any on my hot dogs.
Okay, what are you eating?
Dot him.
Go to.
Go to some good homemade kettle popcorn.
Okay.
Especially the weekends is the chance where I get to chill out and sit back and watch some good movies.
Popcorn is always good.
The garlic parmesan seasoning.
With the kettle popcorn.
Yeah.
So it's
on
like
top.
sweet and a little bit.
Oh, man.
I like me my sweet and salty.
Yeah, I do too. What about you?
I have to go with Hamburger Helper.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't had Hamburger Helper in a
really
hot minute.
good.
I think I've had
It's
it like
so
maybe
good.
twice in my life.
I mean, it always does taste
Yeah.
good. Another that you know I'm going to have. I know you can guess
Your
it.
French fries?
No.
Truffle fries.
Well, I love that too.
Chips and salsa.
Chips and
Chips
salsa,
salsa. Oh,
Bobby.
there you
It was
go.
in my
Got it.
ear.
Yep.
Gotta have chips and salsa and queso. That's my other go-to food on the weekend.
What
if I'm
about some
watching
homemade
football.
guacamole?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There's a good recipe I
Hungry
saw
again.
on TikTok not too long ago. It was a buffalo chicken dip in a crock pot.
I've
I've
made
been
it.
wanting to make it. Once it gets cold enough, I'll bring some to taste.
I've made some, and I've got a skinny version.
Ooh,
Even
send
better,
me that
right?
one.
I'll send you that
That
one.
way I can eat more chips.
Cool.
It's a win-win.
All right. Well, if you're getting ready to make plans for all the football food that you need to settle in this weekend, just know to stay indoors because it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit on the warm side for sure. As we head into tonight, let's take a look at traffic this morning. I-20 still looking pretty good this morning. 2 hours over to Dallas still, and an hour and 30 minutes to Shreveport. So nothing to really report there. It's all smooth sailing so far. We got 2.5 hours up to Denison, and then we also have an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin as far as US 69 goes. Now there are a couple of areas of fog that we're going to be watching for as well, and I'll show you where in just a second. But as we head from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches, that's going to be about 50 minutes this morning. Longview, or Tyler to Longview, or Longview to Tyler, no matter how where you want to go this morning. 40 minutes. Tyler to Palestine, 55 minutes, and then Tyler to Athens is going to be up to about 45 minutes this morning. Here is our current visibility. Now we're down to about a half a mile of visibility in Carthage. Some very, very thick fog in that direction. We also have 3 miles of visibility in Jacksonville as well, and you notice a little bit of haze in Nacogdoches as well. We got 7 miles visibility there, and then down to 4.5 mile visibilities down in Lufkin. And check this out, if you're heading as far north as Mount Pleasant, you're down to less than a 1/4 mile of visibility. So make sure to just take precaution as you head out the door today, and of course leave with a little bit of extra time. I do think the fog will eventually burn off by about 9 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit later, but all in all, it's going to be a very nice morning to get out this morning. And of course this afternoon, no fog to report at all. We'll be up to the 90-degree mark with a mix of clouds and sun. All the clouds, all of that will be up in the sky by then.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Now to an update on a fire that destroyed a place that's offered hope and shelter in Northeast Texas for decades.
And this morning, Tiffany Liu shows us how the loss will have a devastating impact and a lasting one on the community.
627 West Collins Street in Corsicana is more than a house. It's a longtime memory of all the people it saved.
A lot of people.
Until Thursday morning, this place served as transition housing run by Compassion Corsicana.
We call it the House of Refuge. It's been around for a really long time in this community.
Only women and children lived here, those who already need a hand. And now,
it's worse than what I expected.
May need two. Overnight, a fire destroyed the home, displacing 13 people, including 8 children, some escaping from domestic violence while others need shelter.
That beautiful staircase. Mm-hmm.
Former residents
I was here for a long time.
Who wish to stay anonymous.
I lived in the back corner over there that's completely gone.
Stopped by in tears.
They help so many people on a daily basis, and Miss Joanne that runs the place she's like an angel in disguise, so it's really heartbreaking.
A big fire means an even bigger loss to the community.
My heart sunk.
Executive Director Melissa Castillo says they plan to continue helping.
So many women have come and stayed with us. Children have stayed here.
For now, they'll provide motel rooms and, of course, food.
I'm hopeful that we will get back and running at some point.
The nonprofit has always been supported by donations, and that's what they'll need while they rebuild.
Well, it was a very special place.
Physically, yes, it is a house that can be replaced.
Couldn't see Corsicana without Compassion.
But if you know Compassion Corsicana, you know it's more than a house.
It's hard to see this way.
It's a home.
Even the Compassion sign, look at it. It's still hanging.
I'm Tiffany Liu.
All right, shifting gears now to the Cowboys and the Jets set to do battle on Sunday at high noon. The winless Jets are there for the taking, but the Cowboys have their own defensive issues, so nothing here guaranteed.
At all, and they have to rely on quarterback Dak Prescott to have a near flawless performance yet again. So it's a good thing that Prescott and receiver George Pickens took a leap forward against the Packers Sunday night. Brian Schottenheimer got Pickens involved early and often. His 134-yard performance, the second highest of his career, and he added 2 crucial touchdowns catches.
Yeah, Dak and Pickens showed they can be a force for opposing defenses to contend with. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I don't think that was any surprise to either of us, but it definitely was a show, right, for the rest of the league and put them on notice. So it's about continuing to build and understanding when C comes back that you've just got another big-time weapon. They got 2 ones and guys that you can move around, guys that you can trust in different positions. You can trust on dang near any route.
It's kind of in me already. I just want to, like I said, I just want to kind of dominate. Whatever schemed up for me, whatever schemed up for the other guys, kind of helped the team win. But definitely a stepping stool to keep doing better for sure.
Yes, come on, boys. Get a win
Keep
streak.
going, right?
It was a tie last week. Let's get a win streak.
All right. Still ahead this morning, 7:19. A rise in baptism and it's coming up in a group. We explain the reasoning behind the sudden movement. Just ahead.
And new details unveiling even more about the tragic Uvalde mass shooting. We'll explain when we come back.
CBS 19 Sports Report, sponsored by Sports and Social at Live Casino and Hotel Louisiana.
Morning, y'all. Dan Millay with your sports here. Appreciate you joining us. We're going to get ready for Under the Lights in a second here. But first, let me introduce y'all to our Player of the Week. All Saints standout Emerson Hadnot.
CBS 19 Sports Player of the Week, sponsored by East Texas Professional Credit Union.
Emerson Hadnot has been cruising through high school football for the last few years, casually being one of the best backs in TAPS. But now, in his senior year, he's empty in the tank.
This was it. I ain't got no more redos after this season, so I'm going out there every week and just trying to, go be the best, go, run somebody over, go throw a stiff arm, go get as many yards as I can get.
And defenders are starting to feel it. Trinity Christian found out the hard way. If you're going to tackle Emerson, you better bring a friend, or three, because if not, he's going to go 4 touchdowns and over 250 yards.
It just all opened up. They didn't want to tackle, they didn't want to hit, and you could have drove a truck through the gaps that my linemen were setting for me, and so I just hit him and ran.
Because Mr. Hadnot doesn't plan on leaving anything on the field in his final season.
I want, after my last game, not to be disappointed, because that's what everybody says, When you graduate, you're going to think, oh, I wish I had done this, I wish I had done that. I don't want to look back and have those regrets.
If anything, he's looking to pick something up from his play.
I want offers, number one.
And he's doing every single thing he can to get one. And now everyone else is buying into that same mentality Emerson has. And winning is starting to follow those All Saints trophies.
I think people still underrate us a little bit, and they think that they can just kind of whoop up on us just because it's All Saints, but they don't realize that this is not the same All Saints.
Sticking to the gridiron, we are so close to week 6. Yes, week 6 of Under the Lights, if you can believe it, folks. And our game of the week is a good one. Henderson hosting Kilgore, starting here with the visiting Bulldogs. They have been as advertised after falling short in the state finals last year. They're 4-1 midway through 2025. The Lions did get the better of them in this matchup last season, though, but the Bulldogs are keeping that in the past.
We keeping the chatter to the minimum. We lost last year, so I definitely it's gonna add a bigger of a chip on our shoulder. We already had a chip on our shoulder. Coming in every week, we want to have a chip on our shoulder, but this one added a little extra.
Since falling to Carthage in week 1, Kilgore has won 4 in a row by an average margin of victory of nearly 34 points a game. On the other side, Henderson has had a similar season to Kilgore, 4-1 after a week 1 loss, but the expectations were different coming into the season for the Lions. They were 6-4 last year, missed a trip to the playoffs, but there was optimism with Ricky Meeks coming in as head coach, and that optimism has turned into results in a new set of expectations for this team.
4-1 is pretty good. We could be better, but at the position we're in right now, I feel like we're doing good. A win would mean a lot because our confidence level would be up high, and we feel like we can go up and play against anybody we want and show anybody that this is what we want to do.
Damian Bartonek will have the coverage tonight from Lions Stadium in what should be a tremendous district matchup in our game of the week. As for our Under the Lights kickoff show, we're heading to the historic Tomato Bowl. Jacksonville hosting Hallsville, with both teams trying to find the win column for the first time this season. Join Jimmy Searfoss and I later on today at 6:30 as we get y'all ready for week 6 of football in Beast, Texas. In Major League Baseball yesterday, wrapping up the wild card round, Pete Crow Armstrong here bloops one into center to put the Cubs up early over the Padres. Then in the 7th, Michael Busch puts Chicago up 3-0 with this solo shot into right center. Cubbies faithful starting to taste victory out there in Wrigley. Andrew Kittredge on in the 9th to put out the fire, gets Freddie Fermin to fly out to center. Cubbies win it 3-1. They'll see the Brewers in the NLDS. And finally in the Bronx, the Yanks put up 4 runs, but this kid was the story last night. Cam Slitter, 8 shutout innings, 12 strikeouts, 0 walks. The first start of its kind in the history of postseason baseball. This dude was in Double-A a couple months ago, and now he's pitched the New York Yankees to an ALDS berth against his hometown team, those Boston Red Sox. Yanks win it 4-0, and they've got the Blue Jays on Saturday. I'm going to ride that high for the next 12 to 15 hours or so, then start stressing again. But that's all the time we have for sports. Morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
Don't stress.
They'll win eventually. All right. Thanks so much, Dave. We're about to step away for a moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update.
We'll be right back with more here on CBS 19 Plus. morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. In Quitman, 2 elementary staff members are no longer with the district after an internal investigation into how a student was disciplined on campus. District leaders say the staffers put a student inside a classroom restroom and held the door closed, using it as a form of timeout. Now, they were immediately placed on administrative leave while an investigation happened, and by Wednesday, that investigation wrapped up, and the district says those employees will no longer return to any campus.
Funeral plans are now set for the 4 men killed in Monday's crash in Kilgore. It happened on Highway 31 near the Smith-Gregg County line. 3 of the victims, Alejandro Martinez, Jonathan Perez, and David Morales, were in one vehicle. Services for all 3 will be held at Christ the King Catholic Church and Raider Funeral Home in Kilgore. The 4th victim, 40-year-old Nicholas Sanders, was in the 2nd vehicle. Services for Sanders will be at Brosang Family Funeral and Cremation Services in Tyler.
Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can just simply look up. The skies over Tyler will be filled with sounds of engines. That's because the Historic Aviation Memorial Museum at Tyler Pounds Regional Airport is hosting a major air show event. The Camp V and Rose City Airfest are taken to the skies for their commemorative 5th anniversary show. There's going to be over 20 different types of military aircraft with more than 40 performers. And we caught up with one of the pilots who will be showing off his P-51 Mustang and told us what he and his crew will be showing off this weekend.
We're going to fly formation aerobatics, all types of loops and rolls, 6 feet from each other's wings at speeds approaching 400 miles an hour. But this airplane is much more than that. It's a piece of history. It was a huge part of the war in Europe.
Scary fast. The P-51 Mustang was used primarily as a bomber escort during World War II, a strategy many historians consider pivotal. And you'll have a chance to see one of these historic aircrafts in action during the show. Tickets, by the way, are $40.
Hopefully they get great weather for that.
We also got football happening today, Joel.
That's right. Great weather all around, not only for tomorrow, but for tonight as well. Kicking things off at 7:30, we got Jacksonville, Henderson, and Winona, all starting out in the low 80s, and then we'll be in the upper 70s before you know it. As we head into the rest of the evening, we'll have clear skies overhead as well. It's going to be a very nice one as we head into this evening. And now, as you head out camping, possibly as you head into this weekend, definitely use caution if you plan on having any campfires. We do have some burn bans in place for a couple of places here in East Texas. We also have Center and Crockett within that burn ban. We got Shelby County and Houston County within a burn ban. That's because of the lack of rainfall that we've had. We also have a decrease in that moisture going into this weekend, as well as an increase in wind speed. So that's not going to be helpful for anything that you try to burn. So I would definitely avoid burning altogether in those counties, but I definitely discourage burning as we go into this weekend. Temperatures in the upper 80s for this weekend, dropping down into the middle 80s for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with a little bit more humidity in the forecast.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. A megachurch pastor who is from East Texas learns his sentence in a child abuse case, what he had to say after pleading guilty.
And a huge investment in East Texas healthcare and education. UT Tyler expanding in Longview and they're launching the region's first ever physician assistant program.
And with the hot and dry weather we've been having recently, we have the low to moderate, even high risk for fire danger here across East Texas. We also have some burn bans in place for a couple of areas. I'll show you where in your forecast coming up on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all, on this Friday. Thanks for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Dana Dixon.
So glad you're sticking with us. I'm Jesus Martinez. Well, this morning, an East Texan and founder of one of North Texas's biggest mega churches is heading to jail.
Yeah, former Gateway Church senior pastor Robert Morris will spend the next 6 months there on child sex crime charges.
Morris graduated from Pine Tree High School and attended East Texas Baptist University. Cole Sullivan shows us what he had to say after pleading guilty.
He once preached the word of God, but now the letter of the law has caught up with Pastor Robert Morris. Cameras captured him handcuffed, escorted out of an Oklahoma court after pleading guilty to 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. Cameras also captured the woman who waited 4 decades for justice. Cindy Clemishire says Morris sexually abused her for years in the 1980s, starting when she was just 12.
People should not be able to do this to children or to adults and get away with it.
Now, more than a year after her story made headlines and led the once powerful megachurch pastor to resign, Clemishire says she has a new beginning. Quote, "I leave this courtroom today not as a victim, but a survivor."
I was very sexually immoral as a teenager.
Morris preached to his Gateway Church in Southlake of his past, quote, sins. They were crimes. His lawyers say while he believes he long since accepted responsibility in the eyes of God and that Gateway Church was a manifestation of that acceptance, he readily accepted responsibility in the eyes of the law by virtue of his guilty plea. Gateway declined to comment. As part of a deal struck with prosecutors, Morris will serve 6 months of a 10-year sentence, pay more than $250,000 in restitution, and register as a sex offender. His lawyers say he, quote, looks forward to fulfilling this penance. The pastor, who once advised a president and preached weekly to a flock 100,000 strong, is now one of 137 inmates in a county jail. Reporting from Dallas, I'm Cole Sullivan.
Well, it has been several years since the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School, and we are still learning new details about what happened the day 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. A new batch of more than 2,000 pages of documents show Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo asked for $1 million settlement. Emails reveal the superintendent warned that he would recommend terminating his contract. Arredondo's lawyers argue there was no good cause to fire him and outlined his terms to settle, including that $1 million payout. Now, it's not clear from the records we've seen if the district reached a final settlement with him.
Closer to home, acting Texas Comptroller Kaylee Hancock was in Tyler bringing some big news for East Texans. It's a brand new interactive data dashboard that puts the latest economic and demographic info right at your fingertips.
We want to use TechStats to help grow the economy and provide information on a regional basis that will help people.
The TechStats Regional Data Dashboard is like a one-stop shop for everything Texas, from job trends and population growth to healthcare, education, and industry strength. Hancock says it's a game changer, letting users filter, download, and explore data however they want.
If you want to know what the average income is, you can go to the site and find that. If you want to know what cities are growing, which cities are shrinking, and by what percentages, you can do that. And it gives you a comparison of what's happening out here in Northeast with the state and with the nation as well. The minute you click on, you're going to get the most accurate and currently available information.
Well, the site relies on trusted sources like the U.S. Census and Bureau of Labor Statistics to help Texans track several years of local trends, giving a clear picture of how our region is growing and changing. For more, you can head over to the Texas Comptroller's website.
A major step forward for healthcare education here in East Texas. UT Tyler Longview University Center unveiled a brand new healthcare education building and announced a much anticipated physician assistant program that's coming to campus. Our Alan Casper was there for the big announcement.
This building is a significant expansion that's going to enhance our educational opportunity for health programs and the sciences.
Today we're celebrating the grand opening of our 10,000 square foot new addition to the Longview University Center. This is a building that is really important for all of East Texas, but specifically important for Gregg County and for Longview, because we're going to be expanding our healthcare training programs. We already train nurses and other types of healthcare professionals, but we are going to be starting a physician assistant program that is going to be based in Longview, and this building is going to house that program.
Today we're announcing a $5 million addition to the UT Tyler budget specifically earmarked for this physical assistant project.
We know that we are seeing shortages in primary care, and we're seeing lots of different types of healthcare professions that we desperately need in all of East Texas. And so a physician assistant program, a PA program, is going to help fill some of that need. We can also take East Texans that care about East Texas and train them right here, and hopefully they'll stay and help us solve some of these shortages that we're going to see in the upcoming decades for healthcare.
I spoke to a lot of doctors that were just extremely excited about being able to, have this program here, because they all are trying to find physical assistants.
We've hired a medical director, we've hired a physician assistant director, we have new faculty that are going to be joining us, and so we're kind of ahead of the game. So we'll start interviewing probably in 26 and in early 27, and the students will start in the fall of 27. And these programs are so highly sought after, but we're going to do some of the things we did in the medical school too, and that is, what are the qualities that you want in a physician assistant, but also what are their geographic ties to East Texas, and how committed are they going to be to stay here? It's really important. We're seeing the fruits of our labors pay off in other things like nursing and in our medical school. I think we're going to get there with this PA program too.
It's pretty exciting. All right, let's get a check of some trending stories this morning. News from the video game world, and this week it includes new releases featuring Super Mario. Yeah, it's a Mario. Nintendo has released Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 for its Switch 2 console. The classic Mario adventures are now available as physical and digital releases, as a bundle, or individually. So lots of ways you can get Mario.
I wonder if it's available for, I would assume so, for the original Nintendo.
I think so. That was.
Yeah, it was. So it's a Nintendo Switch.
Let's get Joel in here.
Yeah, it's Nintendo Switch. Yeah, we got the bundle coming out for the Switch, and of course it could be used on this Switch too, because it's reverse compatible. But
and you're a big Mario Nintendo fan.
I love that. He knows
too.
it's reverse
Mario
compatible.
#1. Okie dokie.
I actually dressed up as Mario for last Halloween. Brett was Luigi.
That's crazy. How did he pull that off? Like, we have a green screen.
I think he did weather outside that day. It was for.
You got to be strategic, right?
Luigi #1. Oh yeah.
I used to love the sound that it would make when you'd get those coins. Do you know what I mean?
Bring, bring, that one.
I loved it.
Oh yeah, it's a great sound.
What's the little whoop?
Oh, the warp pipe?
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
All right, well, this next story is something to get excited about here in East Texas, right? But check this out. The Apple Gal now has a kiosk location inside the Broadway Square Mall. Long gone are the days that you only had one option to get those delicious apples. Have you guys tried the Apple Gal yet?
Yes, yes, it's so good.
I've been in her store. It's by Truvine, not too far from us. I've been inside the store, but I've never tried a candied apple.
Why?
Because I don't know / afraid to get messy. It's weird. I don't know how to bite into it. How do you bite in? Like, I cut my apples.
You cut them.
So you do cut them?
Yeah.
Okay, because I always thought you would eat them off like the stick or the apple.
That is fairly messy. You cut them. Because you cannot, I cannot eat one in an entire sitting. It takes a few days, even for the whole family, because it's so rich. It's got all that yumminess, and there's so many different varieties now you can choose from. But yeah, my kids
she has a lot of varieties.
My kids love them. I need to go get them one. Maybe we'll go to the mall.
They're on the ball now. Might as well try them.
Okay, staying on the local theme, we know that Taylor Swift released her new music overnight, and fans everywhere are celebrating, including in Sulphur Springs. Check this out. A photo posted by Slaughter's Barbecue. They posted a photo saying, calling all you Swifties. We are pumped for the new release of The Life of a Showgirl. So they are offering a sparkling orange Swift-themed golden Oreo banana pudding. Look at that. And it is only available today, 11 a.m. until it is sold out. So what do you think about the new flavor, and do you like the little disco ball that comes with it?
It's a mouthful of a name. I'm sure it's going to be just as tasteful.
I bet
it sounds good.
I love the little, like, it looks kind of like your theme.
It does.
You know, it's got the little orange pieces. I bet it's tasty.
We can make it there by 11, right?
Tastes pretty groovy.
It does. Green and groovy. Is that green?
No, groovy.
Groovy.
He's going back to the 70s.
Back in the day with the disco ball. It's making sense now. Good
All
morning.
right. Well, he is keeping a track of our weather for us as we get ready to head into another warm weekend. But there's some coolness on the horizon.
Yes, there's
Cool-ishness.
Yes, relative to today.
Not as hot.
I know. That's what I was trying to figure out what to call it.
Right,
It's not really cool.
Yes, relatively to today. Yes, going to be a little bit cooler as we head into next week. The next big thing that we're kind of watching for is not only a cold front for next week, but we're also watching this low pressure area off the east coast, closer to the Bahamas there. We've got a low pressure area, has a 10% chance of development within the next 2 days and 10% within the next 7 days. It's not a very high chance as we take a look at this. Not a whole lot of activity going on, but as we start to get a little bit more heat going, we'll start to get a little bit of an unorganized area of thunderstorms. At the very least, if this does not develop into a tropical storm, it'll at least cause a lot of rainfall over the state of Florida. And why this is so important is that this has the potential to actually move across the Gulf and actually move into Louisiana and maybe even parts of East Texas. That will spark some rain chances as we go into the first half of next week. And I'll show you how much of a chance there is. It's not very high, but I'll show you in your full forecast coming up here. But the main player here is that area of high pressure. We got this ridge that's going to keep us very dry. We're also going to be very hot, of course, above average for the next several days. That's going to cause some issues when it comes to burning anything, and I'll show you the details coming up in just a second. But if you're heading out to the Airfest going into this weekend, should be wonderful weather to get outside, temperatures in the upper 80s. There's that drop in humidity going into Saturday and Sunday, and you combine that with the breezy conditions going into this weekend, well, that's going to be causing some problems, and I'll show you why that is in your forecast coming up later.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:44 this morning, a spiritual revolution taking place among young people. We go in depth to a community that is seeing a surge in baptisms and speaks with a pastor to explain the why.
New research is showing there is a surge in baptisms among Gen Zers. In the wake of the pandemic, there's been a worldwide increase in adults choosing to be baptized into the Christian faith.
This morning, at a time when many people are leaving the organized religion, Lisa Ling shows us how this young generation is leaning into their faith in God.
Be baptized in the Father, the Holy Spirit. On a warm Sunday afternoon in Southern California, a spiritual rebirth is underway.
Thousands of people have converged here on Pirates Cove to catch some sun and get baptized in the Holy Spirit.
The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
What is the significance of water baptism?
Water baptism is identifying in the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Getting in the ocean to do something so transcendent in a transcendent place like the ocean, it's just a really special way to connect with God.
Mark Francie is the pastor of Oceans Church, a non-denominational Christian church in Orange County.
And I believe that we are witnessing today a historic interdenominational mass baptism.
He founded the event Baptize California in 2023 and added the nationwide event Baptize America this year. It's considered to be the world's largest synchronized water baptism.
What is the idea behind Baptize America?
We want to see America experience the goodness, kindness of Jesus and respond to the Great Commission in Matthew 28, which is to go into all the world to make disciples of all nations, baptizing them.
More than 650 churches nationwide participated in Baptize America, and around 30,000 were baptized. In recent years, there has been a worldwide surge in adults becoming baptized into the Christian faith.
Would you say that we are in the midst of a spiritual revolution right now?
I do. I think that we're in a very comparable season that we were even in the 70s.
It appears that spiritual revolution is being led by an unlikely group, Gen Z men. New research shows a belief in Jesus among young people is rising after reaching an all-time low immediately following the pandemic.
Does this baptism, does it signify anything for you at this point in your life?
For me, it signifies that I'm changed forever in the best way possible.
20-year-old Reagan Heslin is among those Gen Z men leaning into their Christian faith.
Last summer was easily the worst period of my life for sure. There was a lot of personal embarrassment and poor decisions that I made, and I lost myself completely. And I realized that I needed to go to church. I feel amazing. This has been a long time coming for sure.
Reagan's call to the church isn't unique. For the first time in history, Gen Z men are more likely to attend church than their female counterparts.
They're coming in by the thousands, and there's this hunger.
Pastor Mark points in part to the COVID-19 pandemic as to why.
There's something about going through a hard season that wakes people up to what really is important in life.
Would you say that this younger generation of men overall seems to be a demographic that has been hurting in recent years?
For sure. I think it's the first generation that's growing up, completely inundated with technology, social media, raised on tablets.
But some point to another reason for the rise in Christianity among Gen Z men, a shift toward conservatism in the U.S.
We are living in incredibly divided times, politically so divisive. Do you believe there is a role for religion in politics?
Well, I think everything in life has to do with theology. I think that the church is the conscience of a nation, and that when the church loses its way, the world loses its way.
But for these believers, on this day, politics was far out to sea, and instead at the shore was a transformative commitment to their faith.
I can leave all of my sins, all of that in the water, and I can be made new.
I heard some people at the baptism event say that getting baptized in this way was transformative for them. It changed their lives.
Yeah.
How does baptism change people's lives?
I think the Holy Spirit changes people's lives. I think it honors God. And when we honor Him, a lot of times we experience Him honoring us.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get into your forecast. We got to take a look at the under the lights forecast, right? It's going to be a very nice evening to get outside and watch some football or even play some football. Temperatures are in the low to mid 80s to start across Jacksonville, Henderson, and Winona, and will continue to drop drop down to the upper 70s as we continue in through the rest of the games. We'll be nice and clear. Should be able to enjoy some beautiful sunsets into this evening. High pressure is taking control over our weather for the next several days and has been for the past several days here. That's going to keep us toasty. That's also going to keep us very dry for the next several days, and that's going to be an issue when it comes to fire danger. We got low, moderate, even high risks for fire danger across much of East Texas. You go all the way far to the south over Lufkin, Center, Hemphill. We got high risks for fire danger. That has led to the issuance of burn bans across some of the area. We got Shelby County that's now in a burn ban that does include the city of Center. We also have Houston County that has been in a burn ban for a little bit there, but still in place and does again include the city of Crockett. And part of the reason is because of not only the lack of rainfall, but we're also dealing with lower humidity and some breezy winds out of the east at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So this can cause fires to spread pretty easily. So that's something you'll have to definitely pay attention to if you plan on burning anything this weekend, planning on maybe having a bonfire, going camping. Highly discouraged as you head into this weekend, especially with those winds increasing and the humidity decreasing. If you plan on doing anything else, though, I mean, it's going to be feeling very comfortable. The low humidity is still going to be a very comforting factor in our 7-day forecast, especially going into this weekend. Temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s, dropping down to the middle 80s as an increased amount of moisture moves into the area on Monday. And temperatures will continue to be kind of within that middle to upper 80 range as we continue into the rest of next week. And then the next big thing that we're watching for is a cold front coming in on Thursday.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. For that cool-ish weather.
Cool-ish, that's perfect.
All right, here's our question of the day for you. It's finally Friday. So what is your go-to comfort food for the weekend?
Can never go wrong with some baked brownies. Homemade baked brownies.
Are you going to make some this weekend?
No, I'm out of town this weekend.
Oh, you are?
So the next weekend, I'm out of town these next few weekends. I got parties to go to.
No comfort food for Jesus in the coming days.
Just homemade comfort food from
Are you going to
all
make
the parties.
your hamburger helper this weekend?
I do have all the stuff ready to go.
Do you have all the fixins?
Yep.
It's ready to happen.
Yep.
I'm quite sure I will make a little phone call and order
some
pizza.
queso. Oh, order some pizza.
Friday night pizza night for sure.
Do you make your queso homemade?
Sometimes I do. Usually I do that on Taco Tuesday, but sometimes I can do that. I can do it on the weekend. Will I? I try to take a break from cooking on the weekend.
I was going to say weekends are for lazy food,
right?
Where you order in or just make something quick and easy.
I last weekend ordered the Chili's queso that is going away. Y'all go to our Facebook page and check out the story on the Chili's queso.
They're getting rid of it for a Southwestern
My heart
queso.
is breaking. A few people are weighing in this morning about what they like to have on the weekend. Vicky says a fish fry.
Ooh.
Coming to your house, Vicky. Sounds good.
Fish fry is real good.
And then Fran says ice cream. Yes.
What kind though? What kind?
I mean, I like a lot of kinds. I like vanilla. I like pistachio. I like cookies and cream. I like mint chocolate chip.
Butter pecan is good.
Ooh,
Pistachio
butter pecan.
is my favorite too. One of my favorites.
Y'all know I'm a chocolate
He's
guy.
gonna have chocolate. Double chocolate.
You can have the
chunk
sweets for us.
chip with a swirl of chocolate.
It's
all
good.
Chocolate syrup.
It's all chocolate and M&M's.
Oh, pretzels
Pretzels
too.
and chocolate, man.
This all sounds good to me.
Yogurt dipped pretzels.
Oh yeah,
those are good too.
Oh yeah, we were getting into. I guess we're getting into sweets now. So yes, yeah, cookies are really good. Swiss cake rolls I really like as well. Cosmic brownies. Those are little tiny.
Because calories don't count on the weekend,
They don't.
right?
No, of course not.
Until it starts showing.
We're about to step away for a moment while we break into our over-the-air broadcast with a news update for you.
We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. A major drug bust in East Texas wrapped up a year-long investigation with 6 arrests and a big haul of drugs and guns. On Wednesday, law enforcement executed 4 search warrants in Mount Pleasant, bringing together Mount Pleasant Police, DPS, DEA, Homeland Security, and the ATF. Now, during the raids, officers seized 11 illegal firearms, nearly a pound each of meth and cocaine, plus over a pound of marijuana. Earlier in the case, investigators had already confiscated multiple kilograms of meth and more weapons. 4 people were arrested on federal drug charges. 2 others were arrested the next day. And a case of rabies has been confirmed in the city of Marshall. According to the police department, a bat found on South Washington Avenue was euthanized and tested positive. As of now, they are working to find out if any other animals in the area may have been affected. Director of the Marshall Pet Adoption Center, Justin Cerna, says, quote, "We don't believe anyone has been exposed, but we are taking this public health issue seriously," adding that rabies is fatal if untreated.
Well, some big news for East Texans. Acting Texas Comptroller Kaylee Hancock stopped by the Rose City to unveil a new interactive dashboard, and this one is designed to give quick and easy access to the latest economic and demographic information right at your fingertips.
We want to use tech stats to help grow the economy and provide information on a regional basis that will help people.
The TechStats Regional Data Dashboard is like a one-stop shop for everything Texas, from job trends to population growth, healthcare, education, and industry strength. Hancock says it's a game changer, letting users filter, download, and explore data however they want.
If you want to know what the average income is, you can go to the site and find that. If you want to know what cities are growing, which cities are shrinking, and by what percentages, you can do that. And it gives you a comparison of what's happening out here in Northeast with the state and with the nation as well. The minute you click on, you're going to get the most accurate and currently available information.
Well, the site relies on trusted sources like the U.S. Census and Bureau of Labor Statistics to help Texans track several years of local trends, giving a clear picture of how the region is growing and changing. All right, something else that could be changing is our weather. Hopefully cooler temperatures sooner rather than later.
Yeah, at the very least, we'll get some cooler temperatures in for the first part of next week. But for today, definitely going to be on the warm side, especially as we start out football this evening in Jacksonville, Henderson, and Winona. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s, falling down to the upper 70s as we continue to wear on through the games, and also staying nice and clear in the process. We also got Rose City Airfest going on this weekend. Should be a wonderful, wonderful weekend to get out and enjoy that. Upper 70s to start, middle 80s as we head into noon, and then upper 80s as we head into 2 o'clock. Now, a couple of burn bans are in place for Shelby and Houston County, so do not burn anything this weekend. Fire danger is going to be the main issue for this weekend. Otherwise, very comfortable. Rain chances return to some extent as we head into next week.
Jesus, do you know what that song means?
Football, right?
Yeah, it's Friday night, so you know we are taking you under the lights for high school football. We're in district play and a few interesting matchups. A lot of them are taking place.
Let's start with our game of the week. I'm so excited, right? Kilgore versus Henderson in a game of revenge. Henderson shocked all of Texas when they beat the Bulldogs last year. And this time around, they're looking to do the same with a different head coach, Ricky Meeks. These Bulldogs are operating at a whole different level than before. And nobody has really stood in their way successfully all 4 quarters, outside of Carthage, that is.
As for our Under the Lights kickoff show, we are heading to the historic Jacksonville Tomato Bowl, home of those fighting Indians as they look to get their first win of the season over the also winless Hallsville Bobcats. Someone's got to win, right? And for the Indians, it would come as the first under new head coach, Monty Stevenson. Join Jimmy Searfoss and Dan Millay tonight at 6:30.
And one more to keep an eye on is the biggest rivalries around this side of East Texas. Brook Hill versus Grace, 2 private schools right up the road from each other. And if you ask any player on either team, they tell you this is one of the games they want to win, and they want to win it badly. Grace took this matchup last year on their home turf. Now Brook Hill gets another shot at them on their turf this time around. Joel, hopefully the weather fares up pretty nicely for tonight's games, win or lose.
Oh yeah, I mean the weather's going to be very cooperative as we head into today. On the other hand, of course, it's going to be above average. That's one thing that the weather's not going to be cooperating with us, especially being the first week of October. We'll be up to 94 today, 88 degrees for your day tomorrow. Very dry, mostly sunny. That will continue into the next several days. We got a couple rain chances entering the forecast by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as we got that increased moisture. Look at those low temperatures. That really tells the story there. Upper 60s. That means temperatures or humidity is going to be up a little bit, but those temperatures in the meantime on Monday going to be a little bit cooler, around 85 degrees. Next thing we're watching for, check out Thursday and Friday, 86 down to 84. We got a cold front on the way. Of course, we'll keep you updated on the latest trends with that, but very much looking forward to that for sure.
Bring on those lower temperatures.
Right. All right, Chili's fans, Dana, take a deep breath. The restaurant chain announcing it will no longer serve its skillet beef queso or its white skillet queso. Instead, Chili says it's replacing them with a new Southwest queso. The last day to order the skillet queso, by the way, is on Monday. So if you want to get it, if you're a fan, if you want to scream and shout,
absolutely, I do. I want to start a movement, like right now.
A protest.
If you go to our Facebook page, I have it online. That's how I feel. My inner child is doing that. And people are like not happy about this. Aaron said skillet queso is the best thing on the menu and it has been for decades. Horrible decision. Another person said this is devastating. Yeah. Some people with memes saying no, 100%. Like this has been my favorite thing on the menu at Chili's, like a go-to weekend thing. I ordered it last weekend.
You got one more weekend.
There's been some talk about the chips. Chili's let us know they don't seem as thin as they normally do. Also my favorite thing,
like
thin and salty.
Thin, extra salt. I put some extra salt in my chips.
I mean, I have tears on the inside about this. I know it's not like, the most breaking news in the world, but if
in the food industry, in the food world, as Chili's fans, come on, Chili's.
You like it too, though, right?
Yeah.
Just not as passionate about
no,
it.
Right. Like it's sad, but Dana's really taking it hard this morning.
Y'all, it is one of my favorite things on earth.
I think I might have had it once or twice. I gotta fit it in sometime.
Okay, you have till Monday.
This weekend. You got till Monday.
I'm gonna order it again because I had it this weekend.
Have some to go and put it in a container box and save it for the week.
I mean, it only lasts for so long, but anyways.
It'll last for a week, a little longer than Monday at least.
I want y'all all to go to Facebook, tell us what you think. Tag Chili's.
Yeah, I was gonna say at Chili's, hashtag don't get rid of it.
I love you, Chili's. Please keep it.
That's all you need. Yeah. Keep it. All right, well, thanks so much for continuing.
My eyelashes.
Right. Fix that mascara. We're going to cry. All right, thanks so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Make sure to catch the noon show coming up later on this afternoon.
And keep it here for the latest news, weather throughout the day. And we hope you have a wonderful morning and a great rest of your day.